Hi, welcome to Module 2 in our Positive Mindset series, and this could be my favorite one because I've entitled it The Unpositive Mind. The whole idea is that if you're attracted to a series like this, you may be struggling with thoughts, attitudes, feelings, perceptions, and circumstances that are hard on your self-esteem. I should know, I've been through just about all of them. So, public humiliation, yes. Bankruptcy, yes. Disaster, yes. Divorce, yes. Struggles to get employed or chosen, yes. So, this has taught me so much about how to cultivate a positive attitude when everything around you doesn't look so good. All right, so let's talk about the unpositive mind. I myself am very prone to self-pity or, just like sadness. Like if I see a sad situation, I tend to get sad about it. I'm not stoic at all. And anybody, even at the grocery store, would know like that I'm upset. So I can't camouflage well, so I might as well make use of what I already put on display. So here are the key tenets when we're talking about dealing with an unpositive mindset. First of all, the most important tenet is be where you are right now. I wish that I didn't have a tendency to self-pity. I wish that I weren't dramatic in my patterns of speech and my reactions to life, but that's just how it is. Other people wish that they were multi-talented because then they know they could just leave the career they're in and go do something else. Or we wish that we were exciting or attractive or slim or well paid, and it's not the case. And this year, during Corona and elections and everything else, could be more so the case. So, what kind of unpositive mindset might you struggle with? Maybe you have confidence issues. Maybe you have been trained to think that the very things you're good at aren't necessary, aren't desirable, and aren't relevant. Let me give you an example. Let's say you grew up in a household that was very law and order oriented, and you're the class clown. You might actually be lifting the mood of the group because you yourself are a pretty elevated person and you know that it should be our birthright to be happy, and yet everybody around you is incredibly glum. And so your needs aren't getting met and you decide you're going to do something about that. But still you feel unreceived because they may be people who really want the whole house to be squeaky clean and they see you as an interference. So that's just one example of a way in which you might internalize feedback that, oh gosh, being cheerful or being happy or being funny is not valuable. And that might stay with you for a while. So we're going to be exploring in the modules ways in which our perceptions could be out of date, like milk we've had too long in the fridge. So these could be little sell-by dates in our mind that we need to let go of. Other things are like injuries from the past. Somebody slighted you. Your amazing boyfriend from high school dumped you and embarrassed the heck out of you, and then you go to the 10-year class reunion and you either are angry because you want to best him or you're trying to look extra good to show that it doesn't matter. In either case, your adjustments say that that event still has a grip on you. So in our Positive Mindset series, we're going to be looking at these events. And I don't want you to pretend that it doesn't matter when it does. And so part of cultivating what we call a positive mind is not, I'm always cheerful, nothing's ever wrong, but rather, I'm in touch with exactly where I'm at right now, And I'm blessing the wisdom of that because day by day, I'm shining a brighter light on the interiority of my being, getting to know myself better, getting stronger where I was weak, letting go of what's outdated, etc. But in order to do that, you can't, it's like going to the house of a hoarder and saying, I think you have a clutter problem. And they say, what clutter problem? Right? You don't want to pretend, or you don't want to use affirmations to say, I don't have a clutter problem, if you really do. And so our minds are kind of like that. We have closets that need cleaning. The second strong bias I have, besides being where you're at, is that everything is a pearl about what you want to do and be. All your attitudes. For instance, when I feel most sorry for myself, then I know, oh, this is the thing that I'm most excited about, or I'm the most afraid to lose, or the most, it means the most to me. Or if I feel very motivated, then I know, this is something I'm passionate about. I'm enthusiastic about this. And so I really want to give it my best. And this tells you where your excitement is. You don't want to ignore where your excitement is and go get a job in something where your dullness is. We all have enough dullness in life, so let's be enthusiastic. Enthusiastic means full of God. So that brings me to my third strong bias. I'm really not much use to people who are not interested in a spiritual path, because we're all on one, whether we know it or not. And I believe that spiritual tools are the most effective and the most long-lasting in terms of their benefits. And so my strong bias, number 3, is that we need to harness the power of spirituality and the power of spiritual forces to uplift ourselves, uplift each other, and uplift the world. And we have more spiritual potencies than are widely advertised. We might as well make use of them. So in our Positive Mindset series, we need to also look at these. One example, of course, is mindfulness meditation, which is adopted generally from a Buddhic principle of simply being with what is. But prayers and affirmations, yes, are also known to uplift our attitudes and actually induce healing. Do you know that people who watched a film of Mother Teresa doing some charitable work actually had improved measures of immune function in the minutes after they watched the film? Just 5 minutes. So our hearts are uplifted by examples of sharing, caring, praying, dedication to holy figures. And I'm not here to tell you what your holy figures are. I'm here to tell you, if you don't have them, get them. Get a hero, get a holy figure, choose what feels most sacred to you, and pray on that, because this is part of the potency of your mind. So how does our unpositive mind fit with this strong bias I'm giving you about spiritual work or mindfulness or whatever? So the way I envision it, and this is kind of why I designed the cover slide the way I did, the title slide, is that our interiority is like a laboratory ring. And we have higher realms, like I laid out in the slides, that are like medicine that we're introducing into our daily life and also into our subconscious processes. So exploring even the seamiest corners and the most crowded closets of our psyche is a way to bring these blessings like a hose very gently in to kind of clean out and water and name what we want to create. So I'll use the closet metaphor because I like clothes. Let's say that I think all my clothes are kind of yucky. So I'm going to bring these prayers in and say, every darkened corner of my being, every crowded closet of my house is going to be filled with the highest quality, ethical, pure, beautifully crafted clothing as an expression of the quality of my radiance. That's a homemade affirmation. So these are just examples of ways in which we actually bring the light into these darkened corners, and that is really what we're talking about when we talk about alchemy. Alchemy is turning leaden things into gold, and so the darkest corners of our being actually end up being the places where the gold can be made. And that's why I say be organic, start where you are. So, strong bias, start where you are, don't pretend to be anything else. All attitudes are treasures that tell you about what's important to you. And spiritual focus is a medicine for all dimensions of our being if we can stay with it, and they have the longest lasting effects. And we all want something that lasts longer than fashion. I love fashion, but hey, we want something that really endures. So hang in there, stick with me, and we'll have some creative exercises about how to work with these different layers of your being. Okay? Thanks so much.